Welcome to Mr. Belle Kitchen today. I have my daughter Charmel with me. We'll be making a homemade apple pie. What are we using, Charmel?
Our ingredients will be 1 pie crust, 5 apples, brown sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, and some vanilla extract. Last but not least, our puff pastry dough.
And the pastry dough is going on top of the apple pie as strips be coming out very nice. I'm peeling my apples, and these are organic apples. Like I say, I'm gonna just peel these apples and get them ready. The apples, I cut them in half, which you see I can peel them. Now I'm just getting the seeds out of it. Put the apple right there. Start on this other apple. Get these apples started so everything come out nice. Get that stem out of there. The inside.
As you can see, we cut up all our apples into halves, and now we're just gonna cut them into slices so they'll be looking like that nice apple pie that you bought at stores.
Yes, just like that. You cut them like that, and we're gonna put them in this water and wash them off.
And then you're gonna put your cut apples into the water. And so now you're just gonna do that to the rest of your apples, and we'll get back to you when we've cut all these apples up.
Okay, as you see, I have 1 cup of water into the pot, and I'm adding 1 tablespoon of butter in there, and I'm gonna let that simmer down for a while. And just put it in the pot just like that.
So we're just gonna lightly pour in our apples, and we're gonna let them boil from around 45 to 50 minutes. Just gonna stir them a bit. Now that our apples they look semi-boiled, we're gonna add in our 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract and our 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon and our 1/2 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. And now we are just going to stir this up. And that's going to give your apple pie that nice cinnamony flavor that you all like when you buy those apple pies at your local bakery shop or the stores. Oh, and now we're gonna also add in our brown sugar. Just gonna add in like that. This is gonna make your apple pie sweet. And then we're just gonna mix it up. And then we're gonna let this sit until it becomes sticky like, and you'll notice when it's sticky because you'll be able to see it when you glide your spoon through it.
Yeah, and she's gonna let it cook down until it get thick. And when it get thick, then you know just about these apples are done. Then we start putting it into the shell, put it into the oven, and bake it. And then,
as you can see, it's getting kind of thick now, and it smells good. We're just gonna let this cook for a few more minutes, and it should be all ready.
as you can see, it's getting thick all at the top, and everything's cooking just the way I want it. It gets nice and brown. The apples is turning brown. It's getting thick. It's getting the syrup in there, as you see it pour it like that. And the apples is just cooking just fine. So I'm gonna let it cook for another 20 minutes, and I'm gonna be ready to put it into the shell so we can bake it, and that's gonna be the apple pie.
As you see, I got my pastry puff dough out, and they come into little sheets, and so we're just gonna cut these into little thin strips like this. Well, kind of thick, kind of thin strips, and we're gonna do this to all our pastry sheets, and this is gonna be the nice pretty lace over our pie.
And see, cut it so we're gonna put it over the pie and one over the other way, so you still see the pie. You'll see part of the apples, part of the juice and everything, and it's gonna be nice and brown. It's gonna be very delicious when we get done with it.
Yep.
As you see, my daughter's cutting the strips for it right now. She's doing a good job on it. You know, she's learning how to cook, and she's cooking very good, so she's gonna be taking over someday.
As you can see now, everything is nice and thick, and that's the way we want it. So now we're gonna take it out and we're gonna put it in our pie and get ready to bake this. As you can see, we put in our apple mixture. Now we're just gonna put the lacing over it. So we're just gonna put the first one on like that. And if you want, you could be a little fancy and do the little overlapping thing, how one overlaps the other and goes under. You could do that too. But it's honestly just up to you. So like you could do the little one where it goes over and then it goes under this one. Like it goes under this one like that. A little fancy, you know. But that's totally up to you.
As you can see, my daughter, she's getting very good at this. You know, and I like it, the over and under she does. And that way, it helps the dough to be together the way she does it. And we're doing it like that.
As you can see, I put the lacing on the pie, and now I'm just gonna go around the fork and give it that nice little little final touches before we go and put this into the oven.
As you see, it's coming out so wonderful. You know, this is going to be a nice, perfect apple pie. Delicious. And this is my daughter's first time making an apple pie, so it looks good. It smells good. I'm just really happy of it.
We're going to put it on. We're going to put our oven on 30 minutes. Because we're going to let it preheat for 5 minutes. So in total, it's actually going to cook for around 25 minutes. So now I'm just going to press start and let this preheat. And after it's done preheating for 5 minutes, I'm going to put in the pie. And it's also on 375 degrees, and we're going to bake it. So now I'm just going to press start, and I'm going to open up our beautiful oven. And now I'm just going to pick up our pie, and I'm going to just slip it in right in the middle. As you guys can see, it looks so nice just sitting in our oven. Now I'm going to close the door. And I'm gonna let it bake.
Now she's letting it bake, so it started. So we're gonna let that bake for about 25 minutes. And let it get nice and brown at the top. Yeah, as you can see, it's getting nice and brown and everything's gonna be delicious. Yeah, as you can see, it's rising and everything. It's looking nice and brown. It's looking good.
So as you can see, our pie is ready now. So it's done around after like 13 minutes. So now I'm just gonna press
15 minutes.
Around 15 minutes. Now I'm just gonna press stop and cancel, and then we're gonna open up the pie, our oven, and we're gonna take our pie out. And so now this is what our pie looks like. This is our homemade apple pie. And
this is the way it looked, and that's Cooking with the Bells. We did it again.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. That way you get a notification when we upload a new video. Thank you.